The Pharaoh Hound is a Maltese breed of hunting dog. In Maltese it is called Kelb Fenek, which means rabbit dog. It is traditionally used for hunting rabbit in the rocky terrain of the Maltese Islands. It is classified by the Fédération Cynologique Internationale in its Spitz and Primitive group and shows similarities to other Mediterranean breeds in that group such as the Cerneco de l'Etna, the Podenco Andaluz, the Podenco Canario, the Podenco Ibicenco and the Portuguese Podengo. It is the only Maltese dog breed with international recognition. Pharaoh's Hound is a lean athlete with a good-natured character and otherworldly charm of an amber gaze. Possessing aristocratic habits and a remarkable mind, this seared intellectual easily gets in touch and gains trust, while not condescending to frank servility. Usually, it is recommended to start a Maltese greyhound for those who are in dire need of a four-legged friend who will gladly share the master's love for dog racing, but at the same time, will not destroy the house due to the fact that she suddenly became bored and wanted to hunt. In addition, the breed is very livable, so it is safe to acquire a Pharaoh dog, even if representatives of the fauna of various sizes and weight categories already live at home. Highlights. Since the Pharaoh chases prey on the hunt, relying on sight, he is often ranked among the group of greyhounds. Representatives of this family are among the top 10 most expensive dogs in the world. The nobility of the silhouette and the unsurpassed running qualities of the Pharaoh dogs are due to many years of isolation and long-term non-intervention of breeders in the gene pool of animals. In Malta, the breed was mainly attracted to hunting rabbits, which gave its representatives a second name, Maltese rabbit hounds. The breed matures for a long time in the exterior plan. If the majority of puppies overcome adolescence by 7 months, then the Pharaohs to become full-fledged handsome men, it takes from 1 to 1.5 years. To date, the Pharaoh's dog has transformed into an image pet and is not tested for working qualities. Hunting activities have been replaced with modern animals by sport racing, frisbee and agility. The accentuated grooming and aristocratic appearance of the Pharaoh is by no means the result of the owner's tireless care. The short coat of dogs does not need grooming and expensive cosmetic procedures. The history of the origin of the Pharaoh dogs. The first mention of the Pharaoh dog was found in the manuscripts of a member of the Maltese order, which date back to 1647. Despite its name, the breed originated in Malta, but there is a version that the progenitors of these graceful animals accompanied the Egyptian pharaohs on the hunt. According to many scientists, the ancestors of the Pharaoh dogs came to Malta together with the colonialists more than 1,000 years ago. There are many legends about the Pharaoh dogs, one of which says that the deity descended to earth in the guise of a fiery dog in order to save the human race and remain to live next to people. This graceful animal is often compared to the appearance of the god Anubis. Exclusivity lies in the fact that for many centuries of existence, the appearance of the dog has not changed at all. Interesting fact, until the 20th century, Pharaoh's dogs were known only in the territory of Malta, and thanks to this, they were able to maintain their authenticity. For many hundreds of years, they lived next to humans, participated in hunting small game, and guarded their homes. It was only in 1960 of the century that the dog was introduced to Europe and very quickly became world famous. The first exhibition with the participation of a Pharaoh dog took place in England in 1963. The breed was officially recognized only in 1977, in the same year its standards were developed and approved and selection began. At the moment, the Pharaoh dog is the most popular in the United States, where the bulk of the kennels and breeders of this breed are located. This animal is the pride of Malta. There are only about 5,000 representatives of the ancient breed in the world. Pharaoh Hound. Breed description. The Pharaoh Hound is a primitive breed. For more than 1,000 years, its representatives interbred only with each other. This is a beautiful animal with a rather elongated body, the sexual characteristic of which is pronounced. Males are always more stocky and powerful. Their height can reach 57 to 60 centimeters with a weight of 20 to 28 kilograms. Females have less weight and height, which rarely exceeds 53 centimeters. Breed standard, lean, but embossed body. The dog's shoulders are tilted back, and the shoulder blades are slightly flattened. The head is wedge-shaped with an indistinct transition from the muzzle to the forehead. Large, tapered ears set high. Strong jaws with pronounced cheekbones. The muzzle is elongated and narrowed towards the nose. The chest is voluminous. The neck is strong, rather high, has a graceful bend. Almond-shaped eyes are far apart, set shallow. The limbs are muscular and strong, but rather slender and graceful. The tail is thin, whip-shaped. In adult animals, the iris of the eyes has a bright amber color, but puppies are always born with blue eyes. The color of the nose can vary depending on the emotional state of the dog. When aroused, it turns bright pink. This is quite natural and does not constitute a defect or deviation from the current breed standard. The barking of the Pharaoh dogs is very shrill and loud, which is very helpful during a hunt or when a situation is dangerous for the owner, but in normal circumstances it can be inconvenient. If the dog is left alone for a long time and is not occupied with any activity, then it will disturb all neighbors with its serenades and howls. Popular colors of Pharaoh dogs. The Pharaoh's dog is characterized by a smooth and rather thick coat without undercoat. The short hairs are very soft, silky and shiny. The length of the coat is uniform over the entire body, except for the muzzle and ears, where it is always slightly shorter. The standard allows for the fiery color of the Pharaoh dogs, which can range from red to deep brown. The color should be bright and juicy. Blurs on the muzzle, white marks on the chest, fingers, head are undesirable, but they are not considered a defect. Fawn shades are allowed, light mark on the tail. White color on the sides and nape is recognized as a serious defect that can lead to complete disqualification of the dog. Interesting fact, due to the lack of undercoat, Pharaoh dogs do not tolerate cold well, therefore they are not suitable for breeders in northern latitudes with long and harsh winters. If the winter is rather warm, it is possible to use special clothes for dogs in the form of overalls, which must be used from the end of October to April. In rainy weather, a raincoat should be used as the pet can easily catch a cold. Such a dog should live exclusively in an apartment or house, keeping on the street is completely excluded. Their short coat is almost not subject to molting, and the animal does not have a characteristic doggy smell, which is an undoubted advantage of the breed. There is no need to comb out the dog, it is enough to walk once a week with a stiff glove. They are also rarely washed, once or twice a year, and without the use of detergents. The nature and habits of the Pharaoh dogs. Pharaoh's dogs, despite their impressive appearance and strength, are very gentle pets that are strongly attached to their master. They do not distinguish anyone from the household and accept affection from everyone equally, but they never impose. The dog is distrustful of strangers, in their presence, is always on guard. It is very difficult to earn their trust if they do not know the person from early childhood. Pharaoh's dog does not show aggression unless there are serious reasons for this. The animal treats pets rather indulgently without showing warm feelings. A dog can easily live under the same roof with a cat, small rodents, and other dogs. If the dog is on the street and he meets a strange cat, then his hunting instincts may wake up and he will rush after her, despite the protests of the owner. With other dogs, the pet behaves with dignity, but friendly. In case of a threat, he is always ready to attack and defend his household. Interesting fact, with children, the Pharaoh's dog is very patient, ready to endure their pranks and participate in games. If the attitude is too rude, he will simply go aside without reciprocal aggression. Representatives of the breed always make decisions on their own. If the owner's command is impractical from the point of view of the pet, then its implementation can be difficult to achieve. The use of moral pressure or physical violence is unacceptable. Boring and the same type of lessons quickly bore the dog, she becomes stubborn and her attention is scattered. It is necessary to organize the games in such a way that the pet is interested in the process. Interesting facts about Pharaoh dogs. It is believed that the Pharaoh dogs evolved from the mixing of the blood of the oldest representatives of the wolf family and jackals. In ancient Egypt, they were worshipped as the embodiment of the god Anubis on earth. According to many owners of these graceful dogs, they can be guilty and even embarrassed. At this moment, the dog's muzzle and ears turn pink. When the pet is happy and in a good mood, his lips stretch into a kind of smile. Representatives of the ancient breed are very independent and their owner will always have to assert his authority so that the pet obeys him. Due to the fact that for many centuries the Pharaoh's dog existed in the wild and it was forced to hide the traces of its day from predators, it is characterized by coprophagia, that is, eating its own feces. The pet owner will have to come to terms with this feature and try to immediately remove the traces of his vital activity so that it does not become a habit. For these dogs, the standard walk twice a day is not enough. They need active running, energy-consuming games several times a day. If the dog is left alone in the apartment, he will immediately begin to howl loudly. The reason for howling is not the fear of the animal, but banal boredom. This breed has a unique hunting technique in which the dog jumps over the hole where the prey lurks and then lands on four legs. The victim leaves his shelter and the dog immediately rushes in pursuit of her. Pros and cons of Pharaoh dogs. The character of the Pharaoh dogs is quite complex. Before purchasing it, you should pay attention to the advantages and disadvantages of the breed. Pharaoh's pluses. Dogs are quick-witted, they always think over every command. They are not characterized by aggression. The animal is very active, and during the game it easily learns various tricks. Representatives of the breed are distinguished by unsurpassed devotion to their owner, and all other household members are perceived as members of the pack who need to be protected. Pharaoh's dog is not dangerous even for the smallest children, it is always patient. With timely socialization, correct upbringing, dogs calmly relate to other dogs and will not rush into a fight first. Pharaohs are wary of strangers, but without aggression, and never let them out of sight. Of the shortcomings of the breed, it should be noted excessive independence, too shrill voice. The dog may refuse to follow the owner's command if it considers it inappropriate. An owner with such a pet should never relax, otherwise the dog will cease to obey him and show his wild disposition in all its glory. For some breeders, overactivity of the dog will be a problem. The usual leisurely walk is not suitable for these animals. They are very fond of jumping, running, overcoming long distances, participating in games. Pets tolerate loneliness very badly, longing for the owner. If possible, it is better to take the dog with you or leave it in the care of the household, who can devote enough personal time to him. Pharaoh Dog Care. Short hair with regular brushing will not cause inconvenience. Molting in these animals is almost imperceptible for household members. Sometimes, due to errors in nutrition, severe hair loss is possible, but this problem is solved by introducing vitamins and trace elements into the diet. Pharaohs are washed 1 to 2 times a year, and the wool must be thoroughly dried. It is better not to use detergents at all, or choose shampoos with the most mild composition. You should always remember that even a slight minus can be dangerous for a pet, since it has practically no body fat. A warm jumpsuit is a must. Pharaohs are very fond of choosing the master's sofa as a place to relax, as they do not tolerate hard surfaces. You should equip your pet with a soft warm couch. The ears of the Pharaoh dogs are examined after each walk. Trap debris, insects can provoke the development of an inflammatory process, so they should be cleaned regularly. The eyes are wiped every day with a soft cloth dipped in warm boiled water. Your pet's teeth should be brushed every 5 to 7 days with a dog paste and a silicone baby toothbrush. It is helpful to give your dog special cleansing bones that gently remove plaque. The nails are trimmed as needed. Correct and timely care will help protect your pet from the development of many dangerous diseases. You should carefully monitor the dog's coat and clean it from parasites in time. Pharaohs are taught to all hygiene procedures from an early age. Pharaoh dogs usually gain muscle mass by the age of 3, and before that, a sufficient amount of protein must be included in their diet. As a rule, dogs are not susceptible to food allergies, and there are no problems with the choice of food. Adults are fed twice a day. Preferable ready-made feed of the highest quality. If the dog is on a natural diet, then it should be balanced with the obligatory addition of vitamins and microelements. Calorie content should be compared with the physical activity of the pet and its age. Pharaohs cannot be overfed, given foods that cause excessive gas formation. Between meals, your pet should have time to get hungry. It is important to have free access to a bowl of clean water. All nutritional supplements should be added to the diet only after consulting a veterinarian, as too much vitamins can harm even more than their deficiency. Diseases and health problems. Pharaoh dogs can be called centenarians. The average lifespan of these beautiful animals is 14 to 18 years. An interesting fact is that the pharaohs retain their activity and outstanding mental abilities until the end of their lives. Dogs have very few health problems due to a strong breed gene pool, but hereditary pathologies are passed on to offspring more often. Pharaohs can suffer from the following diseases: volvulus due to weak muscles that support the organs of the digestive tract. This problem is solved only with the help of the operation. Dysplasia of the elbow and hip joints. With age, the situation is aggravated. The animal experiences severe pain during exertion. Puppies are sometimes diagnosed with congenital dislocation of the knee joint. A dog with this pathology can be injured again. Pharaoh hounds do not tolerate various chemicals, fragrances in shampoos, tick killers, and so on. It is necessary to opt for gentle preparations with the most natural base. Medicines can also be allergic, therefore, before using them, a consultation with a veterinarian is mandatory. An important fact: to exclude a pet from getting dangerous infections, it is imperative to be vaccinated. Dogs of this breed tolerate this procedure easily, but only an absolutely healthy animal is vaccinated. If a Pharaoh dog has a balanced diet and a sufficient level of physical activity, then, as a rule, additional health problems do not arise. Pharaoh dog. Price and how to buy it correctly. Puppies of this breed are quite expensive. Babies with excellent pedigree can cost over $1,500. Puppies with defects that will not be used for breeding will cost $700. Since the dog is very rare, it is very difficult to find a kennel or professional breeder. If this succeeded, then you need to find out reviews about the breeder, familiarize yourself with the conditions for keeping animals. The bitch who is feeding the puppies must be well groomed and healthy looking. Postpartum molting is allowed. Pharaoh dogs should not be constantly in the aviary, since communication with humans and physical activity are vital for them. Babies can be weaned from their mother at 1.5 to 2 months, but it is better to wait up to 3 months. Healthy puppies are sociable, cheerful and always inquisitive. Their coat should be smooth and shiny. If the baby has a too lean or bloated stomach, then this is an indicator of malnutrition or the presence of parasites. There should be no discharge from the nose of the puppy. In a healthy animal it is slightly moist and cool. The eyes must be clear, the blue color of the iris is allowed, as it will change with age. Clubfoot and joint growths are indicators of rickets. The Pharaoh Hound delights with its grace, strength, quick reaction and incredible loyalty to its owner. Few people remain indifferent at the sight of this harmoniously folded animal. That is why the Pharaoh's dog for several decades tops the list of the most demanded and expensive dog breeds.